Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us tonight. We just finished with the senior recognition for Mary Draxler of Thomas Jefferson, the lone senior for them this year. Thomas Jefferson back in the program, restarting the program this year for the first time in several years. It is a co-ed team. College Heights wearing white tonight. We are about ready for game time. This is the lone district game for College Heights this year until the district tournament. Thomas Jefferson, the Cavaliers, will start with the kickoff. Kason Hamlin up top on the left, Spencer Jackson, Liam Nelson, and Hudson Clevenger across the front. Michael Perigin in the middle, along with Braden Youngberg. Across the back, Max Anredder, Stephen Calandro, Gavin Dahl, and Derek Bowman. Rush Stewart back in the goal tonight for the Cougars. Two-man crew roughing tonight. And that's the whistle, and we're underway. Thomas Jefferson plays it back. Jackson's there to steal. Jackson over to Hamlin on the near side. Touched by number 23, Green. Green up to 5, Beard. And out of bounds, thrown for the Cougars. Perigin throws it up to Jackson. Jackson gets into the box, still on his feet, plays it in with his left, and the keeper is there to grab it. Played into the middle. Out to the far side as Clevenger challenges and wins it. Plays up ahead for Youngberg. Youngberg on the far side looking to cut it across. Challenged by Cheviard. And back to Youngberg. Youngberg carries into a drop position. Drops it back to Bowman on the back line. Bowman settles, plays it over to Dahl. Dahl pokes through. Dahl on the run, drops it over to Anredder on the near side. Anredder down the line, loses it out of bounds, throwing for the Cavaliers. Throwing for the Cougars. Anredder there for the throw-in. Plays it up to Perigin. Perigin heads it back in. Beard plays it into the middle, stolen away by Youngberg. Perigin on the ball, chips it across the side to Clevenger. Clevenger at the top of the box, settles with his chest. Plays it through for Perigin. Perigin into the box and takes it far post for the goal. 1-0 the score. They didn't stop the clock, so I'll keep it running as well. Perigin with his first goal of the game, 16th on the year. Thomas Jefferson restarts with the kickoff. Anredder there on the near side, keeps it in, plays it on the line. Anredder back into the middle. Perigin's there. Youngberg steps up. Stolen away by Beard. Calandro steps in, carries it down the near side. Being challenged by McKinney. Played back into the middle as Perigin gets a good touch. Perigin switches the field over to Clevenger, stolen away on the backside. Bowman steps in and plays it back wide to Clevenger. Clevenger faces, sends it in across the box. Jackson running along with Nelson and goes all the way through for a goal kick for the Cavaliers. Goal kick for the Cavaliers into the middle. Peregrina's there to settle. Plays it through to Clevenger. Clevenger to the corner, cuts it across, and scooped up by the keeper. Oh, I'm sorry, that actually went out, so goal kick for the Cavaliers. Played back into the middle. Youngberg heads it high into the air. Cavaliers try to clear. Youngberg's back to the ball, plays it over for Clevenger. Clevenger makes a move off ball, gets back to it into the box, takes the shot. Far post goes wide, and goal kick for the Cavaliers. Are you with Thomas Jefferson? What's the goalie's name? Okay, I didn't think that was Becca Davis. Okay, Lincoln Miller. Okay, thank you. Ball played in the middle. Out of bounds on the Cavaliers, throwing for the Cougars. Nelson comes down for the throw-in. Peregrina's in the box. Nelson plays it across the middle for Clevenger. Clevenger tries to settle back to Youngberg. Youngberg plays it back to Nelson on the near side. Nelson in the corner chips it in. And Miller had the save, but couldn't control it into the goal. And Nelson scores 2-0 Cougars. Thomas Jefferson restarts play. To the back line, Jackson pressures. Peregrine steps in and steals. Fight for the ball in the middle, won by the Cavaliers. Hamlin steps in and gets the challenge. McKinney steals. Peregrine wins it back, plays it across to the far side. Good through ball to Clevenger. Clevenger gets on it, into the box, takes the shot, and good save by Miller in the goal. Corner kick for the Cougars. Youngberg will take the corner kick here on the near side. Jackson in the middle, Nelson on the far post. Ball headed into the air by the Cavaliers. Calandro's down there in the corner, and he'll let it go out. Corner kick for the Cougars on the far side. Clevenger will take it over on the far side. Peregrine and Nelson on the back side. Gavin Dahl and Hamlin at the top. Low ball in. Dahl gets a touch. Peregrine's there to clean it up. And goal for the Cougars. Peregrine with his second goal of the day. They are letting the clock run. So let me see if I can adjust it to the exact right time. All right, back to restart of play. On the near side, Hamlin steals, carries down the line. Loses it out of bounds, throwing for the Cavaliers. That's number 11, Espinoza, on the throw-in. Actually, he'll leave it for number 23, Green. Wisdom sends it up ahead. Youngberg's there. Youngberg controls it over to Anredder. Anredder gives it back to Youngberg. Youngberg switches the field. Bowman comes over. Is able to keep it in up to Clevenger. Clevenger turns, lays it in the middle for Calandro. Calandro plays it down the line. Clevenger's able to get to it, still in play. Clevenger brings it across the box, drops back off target. Calandro's able to chase back and get to it. Calandro on the ball, lays it across for Dahl. Dahl over to Hamlin. Hamlin settles, plays it into Jackson, deflected away by the Cavaliers. Green sends it out of play on the corner and throw in for the Cougars. Hamlin will come down to take the throw in. Thrown into the box. Jackson and Calandro come to the ball. Still in trouble. Clevenger's there, takes the strike, and Miller is there in the goal to grab it, punts it away. into the middle of the field. Anredder's there to settle. Gets settled by Anredder, drops back to Youngberg. Youngberg looking for space, plays it across to Bowman. Bowman on the ball. Settles, plays over to Clevenger. Clevenger, good through ball to Nelson on the run. Nelson on the far side, cuts it back. Sends it across the box to Calandro. Calandro gets settled, takes the shot, and scores. And 4-0 Cougars. Steven Calandro gets a good strike for the goal. McKinney will take the kickoff to restart play for the Cavaliers. Played up ahead, Anredder gets a touch, settles it in the middle. Plays it over to Hunter, goes through over to Bowman on the far side. Bowman plays it down the line for Haley. Deflected away by the Cavaliers. Cavaliers in possession. Stolen away by Calandro. Nelson drops it back to Hunter. Stolen away again by the Cavaliers. Beatty's back to recovered in the middle of the field. Beatty's able to turn with some space in front. Plays it through. Deflected away by the back line of the Cavaliers. Back into the middle of the field. Beatty's on the ball. Beatty through to Jackson. Jackson makes a good touch up to Nelson. Nelson at the top of the box takes the shot, and Miller's there for the save. Ball punted high into the air into the middle. Youngberg's able to get back. Anredder there on the near side, plays it over to Hamlin. Hamlin wins it up ahead, out of bounds though on the Cougars, throwing for the Cavaliers. Green down for the throw-in. Beatty gets a touch, plays it over into the middle. Beatty back on the ball, has some room in front, can't control it. Plays it wide to Hamlin. Hamlin down the line on the run. Being defended by Green, and Green knocks it out of play. Throw in for the Cougars. Boney subbing in the game for the Cougars as Liam Nelson checks out. Beatty takes the throw-in into the box, goes through Calandro. Jackson gets a touch, and Miller's there to make the save. Punted into the middle as Youngberg tracks back, gets a touch up to Hamlin. Hamlin tries to settle, gets called for the handball, and that'll be a free kick for the Cavaliers. Kyler Beard there to take the free kick for the Cavaliers. Played into the middle, back spinning ball, goes over the first line. Youngberg's there to settle. Youngberg carries wide to the far side. In control, cuts it back into the middle. Being defended by 21 Wisdom. Played up ahead for Beatty and Haley. Haley gets to the ball, cuts it back into the middle. Haley still on the ball, cleared away by the Cavaliers. Youngberg's there on the backside. Youngberg controls it, plays it down the line for Haley. Haley 1-2 to Youngberg. Youngberg into the box. Takes the shot off the near post, and that will be a goal kick for the Cavaliers. Miller takes the goal kick, low ball into the middle. Beatty's there to settle. Plays it through to Boney, goes through and cleared away by the Cavaliers. Youngberg heads it back up to Boney. Fight for the ball at the top. That's number 3, Farley, on the ball. Gets through as the Cavaliers try to clear. Spencer Jackson chases to the ball. Still in play on the near side. Green's able to clear. Up to Beard. Beard sends it high into there as Anredder comes over and goes out of bounds, throwing for the Cougars. Anredder throws it down the line for Hamlin. Hamlin gets to it, looking to get the edge. Cuts it back into the middle, plays it across the box. Cleared high into the air. Boney's there to get a settle, and Miller steps up and is able to grab it before Boney can get the second touch. Miller at the top of the box, punts away, top spinning ball. Headed up in the air by Wisdom. Wisdom wins the ball off Bowman and cleared away by Calandro. Throw in for the Cavaliers. Thrown on the far side, back into the middle. Youngberg able to get to it, cuts it back into the middle. Youngberg carrying down the far side. Played up ahead. Beatty settles, tracks back, gets pressured, plays it wide to Haley. Haley chases down the line, is able to keep it in. Nope, out of bounds. Throw in for the Cavaliers. Thrown back into the middle. Beatty gets a touch ahead in Cougars' advantage. Haley gets back to it. Haley plays it into the box. Haley comes on, takes the shot, and off the post. And it'll be a goal kick for the Cavaliers. Miller plays a low ball to the near side. Hamlin's there first. Gets a touch with his left. Cuts it back in the middle. Stolen away by the Cavaliers back to Hamlin. Hamlin across to Youngberg in the middle. Youngberg sets up the shot and shoots it over the goal. Goal kick for the Cavaliers. Ball restarted. Green on the near side, plays it out of bounds. Jackson's there to take the throw in. Beard plays it to the near side, out of bounds, thrown for the Cougars. Anredder there for the throw in. Plays it up ahead to Hamlin. Hamlin settles, drops it back to Anredder. Ruled out of bounds, throwing for the Cavaliers. Up ahead, Anredder settles with his chest and clears away, throw in for the Cavaliers. Back in the middle for McKinney, stolen away by Youngberg. Youngberg switches the field to Beatty. Beatty settles, plays it back to Bowman. Bowman wide to Haley. Haley drops it back to Bowman. Bowman back into Beatty. Beatty's able to receive it in turn. Tries to play it through, stolen away by the Cavaliers. Back to Haley on the backside, drop back to Bowman. Clevenger sends it on the ground to Youngberg. Youngberg's able to turn. Youngberg into the middle of the field. Drops it back, gets pressured by Draxler. Cougars still in possession. Haley over to Youngberg, stolen away by number 21, Wisdom. Wisdom finds space and plays it up ahead. Beard chases for the ball as Anredder comes over and plays it out of bounds. Throw in for the Cavaliers. Kyler Beard throws it in to McKinney. McKinney has some room up front. Plays it through to Wisdom. Draxler on the ball at the top of the box. Calandro steps in and clears. And that will be a throw in for the Cavaliers. Throw in down in the corner. Ball kept in by Faborg. And another throw in for the Cavaliers. Into the middle for Draxler. Beatty's able to steal. Beatty on the run on the far side. Still carrying down the line. Beatty gets pressured and the Cavaliers are able to steal. Beatty back to the ball. Haley on it now. Haley into the middle. Boney's there. Cavaliers clear. Hamlin gets back to it. Sends it in the middle. Boney fights for the ball as Jackson comes on. Jackson back heel. Deflected away by the Cavaliers. Youngberg's there to settle and put it back into play. Youngberg up to Beatty. Beatty makes a move, sends it through. Boney on the chase and cleared away by Farley. Corner kick for the Cougars. Youngberg side spinning ball in. Haley gets a shoulder on it and scores the goal. Five nothing Cougars. 22 minutes left to play here in the first half. Haley got up and took it off the left shoulder into the far post. for the goal. Youngberg subs out of the game as Nato checks in on the back line. McKinney will restart play for the Cavaliers. Ball played to the near side, out of bounds, throwing for the Cougars. Henritter down the near side for Hamlin. Hamlin into the middle. Plays it over to Beatty. Beatty carries with room in front. Plays a good through ball to Jackson on the run. Jackson still on the ball. Cuts it through with his left. And Miller's there for the save. Miller to the top of the box. Punts it away. Nato steps up. Bowman sends it back in. Nato back to the ball. Tries to drop it back. Wisdom's there to steal. And challenge for the ball. Foul on the Cougars. Free kick for the Cavaliers. Wisdom set up to take the free kick for the Cavaliers. Driving ball in. Calandra gets a touch to clear. Beatty's there and turns. Beatty carries to the far side. Challenge for the ball. Stolen away by the Cavaliers. Played back into the middle. Boney comes on. Boney's able to get a touch. Cuts it into the middle. Boney pokes through. One-on-one with the goalie. Boney steps up and just a little too heavy on that last touch as Miller's able to come up and grab it. Miller side spinning ball up to the far side, up to the near side. Hamlin gets a touch. Anredder heads it back into the middle. McKinney and Hamlin fight for the ball. Hamlin's able to get a touch on it and play it back into the middle for Beatty. Beatty carrying. Plays it ahead to Hamlin. Hamlin lets it go by and gets back to it before it goes out. Hamlin into the middle of the field. Takes the shot, deflected by the Cavaliers. And the player is injured. That's number 23, Lincoln Green. Ref calling for the coach to come out, or the trainer actually to come out. There's going to be a restart on a drop. Number 14 for the Cavaliers, Gavin Box, coming in the game. Restarted play. Hamlin plays it through to Beatty. Beatty gets into the box, takes the shot, and goal kick for Cavaliers. Miller takes the goal kick. Low ball. Jackson's there, takes the one touch, and sends it over the goal. Another goal kick for the Cavaliers. Miller in the middle. Hunter gets a touch over to Beatty. Beatty fights for the ball, gets to it, plays it through. Boney on the run, and cleared away again by Farley. Corner kick for the Cougars. Anredder comes over to take the corner for the Cougars. 17 minutes left to play here in the first. Anredder chips it into the box. Beatty's there at the top. settles, challenge for the ball, and cleared away by Wisdom. NATO's able to get to it and steal, drops it over to Hamlin. Hamlin brings it back in, gives it to Boney, cleared high in the air by Farley. NATO drops it back to Calandra on the back line. Calandra, a big switch over to Haley. Haley's able to keep it in, drops it back to Bowman. And whistle for a handball, free kick for the Cavaliers. Back spinning ball in the middle. NATO gets a touch up ahead to Boney. Boney gets position, gets through. Boney to the top of the box, takes the shot, and Miller's in good position for the save. Miller top spinning ball into the middle. Headed over by Beard. Hamlin steals in the middle, plays it through to Boney. Boney one touch and gets the turn. Getting pressured by Cheviard. Still on the ball. Back to Haley. Haley across the box to Beatty. Beatty carries to the far side, drops back to Haley. Haley into the middle for Boney. Goes through. Jackson's there. Still at the top of the box. Cleared away by the Cavaliers to the far side. Farborg on the ball. Back in the middle for Green. Beatty steals. Beatty on the far side tries to play it through to Haley, stolen away. Farborg on the ball with room in front. Plays it through. And Calandra is there. Calandra gets a touch up ahead, has room. Carries into the middle. Stolen away by the Cavaliers. Cavaliers make a through ball. And offside on McKinney. That'll be a free kick for the Cougars. Calandra set up for the free kick for the Cougars. Side spinning ball up ahead. Deflected by Farley. Hamlin's over on the near side. Tries to play it through, deflected away. Anredder comes in, sends it forward. Hamlin gets there. Hamlin into the box, cuts it back. Sets up the shot, and Miller's there for the save. Miller punts away into the middle. NATO tries to get a touch, goes through. Bowman's there, heads it back into the middle. NATO and Wisdom challenge for the ball. They both go down, no call. Wisdom's able to get up and turn. Wisdom tries to play the ball through as Calandra chases back all the way to the near side corner. McKinney pressuring ball and wins it for the Cavaliers. Throw in Thomas Jefferson. McKinney plays it to the end line, and Calandra's able to clear up ahead to Hamlin. Hamlin has a bunch of room up front. Hamlin plays it through as Jackson will chase. That's Box on the near side, gets back to the ball in the corner. Box plays it back into the middle. Jackson's there to steal. Jackson cuts it back to the edge, back to the middle as Jackson's being defended by Farley. Back on the ball, Jackson takes the shot, and what a save by Miller. Miller punts it into the middle of the field. NATO heads it down. Plenty of space for Hunter to receive and turn. Hunter on the ball. Plays it across to Haley on the far side. Haley gets a touch down the line. Back in the middle for Beatty. Beatty has room. Beatty tries to turn, stolen away by the Cavaliers. Farborg on the ball, plays it through. That's Carroll on the run. Calandra defending. Calandra's able to turn it wide up the line. Stolen away by the Cavaliers. Played back into the middle. Calandra wins the challenge, carrying the ball into some space. Calandra keeps taking space. Calandra on the run. Looks like he might go all the way. Gets into the box. Calandra takes the strike, and Miller's there for the save. Oh no, Miller knocked it out. It'll be a corner kick for the Cougars. Anredder hustling down for the corner. 12 minutes left. Actually, they did stop the clock at some point there. 13:15 on the official clock, it looks like. Anredder sends it in. Boney's there, gets a head on it, and I think it deflected off the Cavaliers' last. See what the call is. It'll be a goal kick for the Cavaliers. Goal kick stolen away by Jackson. Cleared by Farley to the near side. Out of bounds, throw in for the Cougars. Nelson and Clevenger sub back into the game as Calandro and Anredder sub out. Beatty sends it into the box. Hamlin's there. Hunter tries to send it through, deflected away by Box. Beatty back to the ball, carries into the middle. Beatty looking for an option, drops it back to Nelson on the near side. Nelson makes a move to the edge. Still on the ball. Nelson cuts it back. Back to Clevenger. Clevenger back to Nelson in open space. Being defended by Beard. Played into the middle, stolen away by number 11, Espinoza. Espinoza carries as Nelson steps in and deflects. Ball played through by the Cavaliers, number 22, Farborg. Bowman plays it high into the air. Hunter challenges for the ball. Hunter gets a touch up ahead to Boney. Boney into the box. Boney takes the shot and scores the goal. 11:30 left to play here in the first half. College High's leading 6-0. Cavaliers restart play. Ball played up ahead to McKinney. McKinney being pressured by Hunter. Over to Espinoza. Espinoza in the middle of the field, challenged by Hunter. Hunter gets a deflection. Ball played through as Clevenger's there on the back line. Clevenger carries with some room in front. Clevenger looking for his options. Plays it over to Hamlin on the near side. Hamlin carrying ahead, challenged by Box. Box steals away, plays it up ahead. Clevenger comes on, tries to keep it in, and goes out of bounds, throwing for the Cougars. Clevenger throws up ahead for Jackson to run on. Farley's there, cuts it to the corner, and not sharp enough, goes out of bounds on the end line. Corner kick for the Cougars. Clevenger will come down to take the corner. Jackson and Boney in the middle of the box. Hunter at the near post, and Haley and Nato on the back post. Ball played in. Nato gets a touch and sends it over. 10 minutes left to play. Goal kick for the Cavaliers. Number 21, Wisdom, back to take the goal kick for the Cavaliers. Good ball into the middle of the field. Clevenger's there, heads it forward. Beatty's there with space in the middle. He's able to receive it in turn. Beatty switches it over to Haley off the mark and throw in for the Cavs. Throwing down the line. Bowman's there to settle. Pokes it back to Beatty. Beatty's able to turn, plays it through to Haley on the far side. Haley carries down the line, cuts it back, deflected away by the Cavs, and played out of bounds, throw in for the Cougars. Haley throws it into Boney. Boney off the knee, back to Haley. Haley chips it in, and off the side netting, goal kick for the Cavs. 8:44 to play here in the first. This time Farborg comes down to take the goal kick for the Cavs. Played in the middle. Haley gets a touch, plays it through to Boney. Boney on the ball, drags it into the middle. Farborg's able to clear to the far side. Number 19, Green on the ball on the far side, carrying down the line. Bowman steps up and gets a deflection, out of bounds, throwing for the Cavs. Farborg down the line. Bowman's there, goes through him and out of bounds. Ball all the way into the box. Deflected away by the Cavs, I believe. Ref's running in. I'm not sure what he's asking for. Oh, he's helping the goalie tie his shoe. That's nice of him. Clevenger's going to take the corner for the Cougars. Boney at the top of the box. Hunter at the top of the circle. Jackson on the far post at the top. Hamlin behind him along with Nelson. Beatty creeping up. Clevenger plays it in. High ball. Nelson's there. Gets the head on it. Can't get it on frame. Sends it all the way back to Clevenger. Clevenger back to the ball on the far side. Plays it back into the middle. Clevenger still carrying. Switches it over to Hamlin on the near side. Hamlin makes a touch forward. Still on the ball. Hamlin trying to fight through. Box deflects. Back to Hamlin. Hamlin cuts it back. Takes the shot. Far post. And Miller's there for the save. Boney came in for the cleanup, but Miller's able to get back on top of it. And Miller punts it away. Clevenger steps up. Natalie Carroll took that off the head. Over here to the near side as Hamlin lets it go out of bounds, throwing for the Cougars. Nelson down for the throw-in. Big throw-in down the line. Hamlin and Jackson running on it. Box is able to get there first. Jackson wins the battle as Box leaves it for Jackson. Jackson's able to turn. Still fight for the ball. Cleared away down the line. Espinoza on the ball with some room in front. Nelson defending, steps in, deflects it off Espinoza, throw-in for the Cougars. Nelson throws it in the middle of the field for Beatty. Beatty settles, looking at his options, drops back to Nelson. Nelson one touch over to Nato in the middle. Nato's got one tracking from behind, has room in front. Plays it up ahead to Beatty. Beatty's able to get through into the box. Challenge for the ball by Cheviard, and able to clear away. Clevenger steps in on the back line, is able to win the ball. Clevenger looking for space. Plays it back to Nelson on the back line. Nelson carries across the frame. Plays it back to Stewart on the back. Stewart switches the field to Clevenger. Clevenger into the middle for Hunter. Stolen away by Wisdom. Wisdom on the near side looking to send it in. Sends it into the box. Nelson's there, deflects. Back to number 5, Beard for a strike, but that's off frame and goal kick for the Cougars. Clevenger comes back to take the goal kick for the Cougars. 5 minutes left to play in the first. Side spinning ball into the middle. Jackson's there. Gets the touch to settle. Jackson gets through box. Sends it up ahead to Hamlin. Hamlin drag touch back into the middle. Tries to get through. Stolen away by Farley. Back to box on the near side. Hamlin wins it back into the box. Hamlin sends it across. Deflected away by Farley. Jackson gets to the ball and sent out of bounds. Goal kick for the Cavaliers. Restart a play by Miller. Backspin ball. Jackson's there. Tries to play it forward to Boney. Knocked away by Farley. Up ahead as Nelson gets back to the ball. Deflected by Espinoza. Out of bounds on the near side. Throw in for the Cougars. Clevenger there for the throw in. Plays it up ahead. Into the middle for Beatty. Beatty carries. Has some room. Beatty still on the ball. Makes a move. Gets into the top of the box. Beatty takes the shot. And Miller's there for the save. Miller punts away to the far side. Bowman's there. Bowman tries to one-touch it up ahead. Fight for the ball as Haley gets to it. Haley carries across the middle, leaves it for Nato. Nato plays it back to Beatty. Beatty on the run, gets into the edge, leaves it for Boney. Boney at the top of the box, can't bring the ball with him as he leaves it for Nato. Nato threw to Jackson. Jackson one touch, deflected by number 9, Chevyard, and Miller's able to grab it. Miller punts it away to the near side. Nelson's there. Nelson settles it with his chest. Plays it ahead to Hamlin. Hamlin has time, tries to play it down the line, and knocked away by Green. Throw in for the Cougars. Nelson throws it into the box. Deflected away by the Cavs. Espinoza on the ball. Into the middle. Nato's there, chips it up ahead. Farley comes in and gets a deflection up to Espinoza. Hunter challenging from behind. Plays it through to 17 Vale. Nato makes a good touch in the air to deflect. Vale back to the ball as Nelson's challenging. Nelson steals it away. Has room and plays it back to Clevenger. Clevenger turns and plays it back to the keeper. Stewart on the ball at the top. Stewart looking for the switch of the field. Plays it over to Bowman on the far side. Bowman gets a touch up into the middle. Plays it up to Haley. Haley on the ball, plays it through to Beatty, but whistle on the play. And free kick free kick called for the Cavs. Not sure what the penalty was on that. Low ball sent in. Nato's there, gets a touch. Up to Hunter in the middle of the field. Hunter carrying with space. Cuts it back, plays it over for Beatty. Beatty receives back into the middle to Boney. Boney's able to, tries to get through, and good clear by Farley. Farley back to Espinoza as Nato comes into challenge. Beatty comes back and gets a touch wide. Cleared away by Green. Up ahead to Nelson. Nelson deflects to Clevenger, and Clevenger drops back to Stewart. Stewart over to Bowman on the far side. Bowman receives, plays it into the middle. Nobody there for the Cougars, though. Number 21, Wisdom steals over to Espinoza. Beard on the ball for the Cavaliers. Played into the middle. Nelson's there to clear with his right. Up ahead to Jackson. Jackson, good touch and settle. Jackson back in the middle for Hunter. Hunter gets a touch over to Jackson. Jackson switches the field. Boney comes back, gets to the ball as Haley's there. Haley pokes through for Boney. Stolen away by the Cavs. Nato chips it high into the air in the middle of the field. Has room. Plays it high in the air again. Settles it with his head over to Nelson. Nelson with his chest. Being pressured by Vale from behind. Nelson gets back to the ball. Plays it through ball. Beatty's there on the near side. Beatty gets the ball. 3 guys go down. Jackson's there with his left. And Boney's there for the cleanup. Spencer Jackson gets the assist. Justin Boney gets the goal. And the Cougars now lead 7-0. That should do it for the first half. Oh, they are going to stop the clock here. 12 seconds to go in the first. Vale will do the kickoff for the Cavs. Once she gets it on the line, maybe. Cavs make a push ahead, and Nato's there to win the ball. And to the near side, out of bounds. That should do it for the half. There is a 8-0 mercy rule here in Missouri, so one more goal will end the game. I believe we'll have a 10-minute halftime. Waiting for the clock to get set. We're actually going to do a 15-minute halftime. I don't know if that's right or not. We'll take an audio break and we'll be back in 10 to start the second half. All right, guys, we're back, ready to start the second half. 40 minutes on the clock. 7-0 the score coming into the second half. 8-point differential is the mercy rule, so if College Heights scores without Thomas Jefferson scoring, that will end the game. Cougars will get the kickoff to start the second half. Beatty on the ball. Haley on the near side. Jackson in the slot. Boney on the left side, and Hamlin wide. Across the middle, Zach Hunter, Edgar Nito, and then across the back are Nelson, Clevenger, and Bowman. And we're underway to start the second. Nelson plays it high into the air down the far side. Boney's able to get a touch. Stolen away by Draxler. Draxler turns. Nato steals. Nato carries with a bunch of room up front. Nato still on the ball, gets pressure, plays it through to Beatty. Beatty to Bowman if he's on, or to Boney, if he's on. And knocked away by the Cavs. Corner kick for the Cougars. Clevenger hustles into the far side corner to take the kick. Nelson on the backside. Haley wide. Jackson on the post, about the 12-yard marker. Boney on the near post. Sent in, spinning ball. Goes through Cavaliers first to touch. Espinoza there, tries to clear. Hunter back to the ball. Nato gets a touch with his right and scores the goal for the Cougars. And that will do it for the game. Well, we're restarting play the maybe this is just extra play. We'll call this the JV game now. Stewart's able to get the ball at the top of the box. Up ahead to Beatty. Beatty carries to the far side, has room, drops back to Nelson. Nelson one touch back in, gets through and cleared away by the Cavs. Clevenger's there, heads it forward. Wisdom on the ball, defended by Nato. Carried down the far side. Ball sent into the top. McKinney's there and run by Wisdom as Stewart's able to come up and make the save. Stewart from the top. Top spinning ball into the middle. Beatty's there to settle. Beatty plays it wide to Haley on the near side. Haley settles. Plays it back to Hunter. Hunter back to Haley, stolen away by number 22, Farborg. Clevenger comes in and gets a deflection. Espinoza plays it through, and Bowman will chase to the corner. Out of bounds, throwing for the Cougars. Hunter plays it into Beatty. Beatty settles, plays it back into the middle. Hamlin on the ball, cuts it across. Cleared away by the Cavs to the far side. Beatty on the ball, gets to the edge. Beatty trying to track back into the box. Still on the ball as he turns it back. Beatty drops it for Nelson. Nelson drops to Clevenger. Clevenger looks for his options. Clevenger back into the middle for Haley. Haley to Hunter. Hunter leaves it for Haley. Haley plays it through for Jackson. And Miller's there to make the save. Beatty on the ball. Wide to Hamlin. Hamlin gets the edge, plays it across. And there'll be a goal kick for the Cavs. Okay, so official word is the varsity game has ended. This is JV minutes, so we'll just reset the clock to period 1. Bowman on the near side. Lets it go out of bounds, throwing for the Cougars to Clevenger. Clevenger settles with his chest, plays it back to Stewart. Stewart with time, looking at his option, plays it over to Nelson on the far side. Nelson switching the field over to Clevenger. Clevenger settles. Played it up ahead. Stolen away by number 22, Farborg. Played through to McKinney. McKinney on the run. Bowman's there and is able to clear it. And throwing for the Cavs. Subs coming in the game for the Cougars. Ball sent into the top. Nelson gets there for the header. Still fight for the ball in the box. Anredder's there. Cleared back to Clevenger. Jackson's able to send it back across, and Anredder gets the good finish for the goal. Perigin in the game. Sends a back spinning ball all the way to the far side, into the box. Cleared away by the Cavs. Cougars working on their ball positioning. Stewart switches it over to the near side for Calandro. Calandro pushes the ball up the field with space. Gives it to Clevenger on the run. Clevenger plays it through for Perigin. Perigin chips it in. And Nato tracks back to it. Nable's able to turn and takes the shot. Goes wide of the frame. Goal kick for the Cavs. Hamlin wins it back to Nelson on the back line. Nelson tries to send it in, low ball. Cleared away by the Cavs. Settled by Wisdom as Perigin comes in and steals. Perigin carrying into the middle, leaves it for Hunter. Hunter pokes through to Jackson, cleared away by number 19, Green. Back into the box for Anredder. Anredder chips it in and scores the goal for the Cougars. (2-0) in this JV game. Nato's carrying, gets the turn. Nato with good feet. Gets through again to the top of the box. Nato still on the ball. Jackson's there. Jackson takes the strike. And cleaned up by Anredder. Perigin on the near side, makes a run down the line. Throwing for the Cavs. Farborg takes the throw in. Subs coming in the game for the Cavs. Thrown away by Perigin. Perigin has room, drops it to Nelson. Nelson back to Stewart on the back line, in the goal, I should say. Switch to the field, back to Nelson. Good job opening up. Nelson carries wide. Nelson over to Clevenger. Clevenger dropped back to Stewart again. Stewart receives. Plays it into the middle for Clevenger. Challenged by Espinoza. Over to Perigin. Perigin, one touch to Clevenger. 1-2 back to Perigin. Out of bounds on the Cougars throwing for the Cavaliers. Green takes the throw in into the middle of the field. Actually reset a play here as the sub was coming in for the Cavs. Gavin Bach subbing into the game. Farborg will take the throw in again. Up ahead to Wisdom. Wisdom gets through. Still on the ball. Nato comes back and deflects. Clevenger's there. Plays it ahead to Perigin. Farborg deflects and throw in for the Cougars. Perigin in the middle for Hunter. To Beatty at the top. Beatty plays it through for Jackson. Jackson running to the near side. Into the corner if he can keep it in. He's able to keep it in as he makes a move back into the middle. Plays it across for Beatty. Beatty cuts it back in. Beatty on the ball. Still on the ball. Beatty with his left. And Miller can't control it. Goes out of bounds. Corner kick for the Cougars. "16 minutes left to play here in the JV match. Cougars leading 3-0. Perigin sends a low ball in. Jackson gets on the other end of it, but can't get it on frame. Cleared away to Hamlin. Perigin chips it high into the air on the backside. Beatty tries to get up for it, goes over his head. Beatty challenges back for the ball with Farborg. Farborg carrying down the near side. Tries to drop it back to Box. Beatty pokes it away. Box on the ball and sends it out of play. Throw in for the Cougars. Jackson will leave it for Perigin. Perigin throws it into the middle. Cleared away by the Cavs. Flander on the backside. Tries to settle. Clevenger's there. Clevenger still on the ball. Cuts it to the near side. Clevenger carrying into the middle. Stolen away by Wisdom. Wisdom is able to stay on the ball. Stolen away again by the Cavs. Farborg on the ball. Plays it across. Hunter steals. Hunter looking for the through ball. Box clears. Perigin steps in. Perigin chips it into the box as Haley's on the backside, but Miller is able to get up to it first, punts it away to the far side. Nelson's there, chests it down for Hamlin. Hamlin opens up to receive it. Pressured by Beard. Beard steals on the far side, plays it up ahead to number 7, Carroll. Nelson's able to get a touch to Clevenger in the middle as Clevenger turns. Plays over the far side for Jackson. Jackson gets a touch on his head, but goes over and will go out of bounds into the corner for a throw-in for the Cavs. Box down for the throw-in. Into the middle for Espinoza. Espinoza is able to turn up ahead to Wisdom. Wisdom, good settle, and turns with space in front. Clevenger comes up to challenge. Wisdom's able to get rid of it. Over to Beard. Beard one touch into the middle. Cleared away by Calandro. Nato on the ball. Nato into the middle for Beatty. Beatty has room in front. Beatty carrying into the middle of the field. Hunter making the run. Beatty plays it over to Haley. Into the corner and cleared away by the Cavs. Got to get someone on the diagonal run there. You got 3 straight runners. Someone's got to go diagonal to connect on that pass. Haley on the throw-in. Drop back to Beatty. Beatty at the top of the box takes the shot, and that's a goal. "13 minutes left in this JV period. Cougars leading 4-0. Espinoza on the ball in the restart. Youngberg in the game. Over to Hamlin on the far side. Connected on Youngberg on the diagonal. Youngberg cuts it back into the middle. Drops it back to his back line to Clevenger. Calandro does a good job opening it up to space. Clevenger plays it through into the middle to Youngberg. Youngberg carrying down the near side. Plays it up ahead to the Cavs. Youngberg got to put that ball on a teammate. Stolen away by the Cavs in the middle of the field. Over to Hamlin. Hamlin on the far side. Poked into the middle. Cavs clear. Nato settles with his chest. Plays it into Hunter. Hunter is able to turn. Defended by Farley. Hunter gets it through to Haley. Back to Hunter. Hunter with his left tries to take the shot and goes wide of the frame. Goal kick for the Cavs. Miller takes the goal kick for the Cavs as the Cavs make some subs. Miller plays it wide to the far side out of bounds, throw in for the Cougars. Hamlin over for the throw in. Plays it to Youngberg. Youngberg chips it in to Jackson over his head. And out of bounds. Goal kick for the Cavs. Youngberg heads it back in on the goal kick. Miller's able to get up and grab it. Punted away into the middle. Nelson's there, heads it forward to Youngberg with some room. Youngberg plays it through for Jackson. Jackson trying to get on the other end of it, cuts it across, and all the way across the frame. Still in play as number 19 Green tracks back for it. Youngberg comes in and challenges. Youngberg's able to get to it, sends it in, deflected off Haley. Into the middle as Calandro challenges. Perigin is able to win it back. Perigin bridge touchdown, sideline out of bounds. Deflected away by the Cavs, throw in for the Cougars. Perigin into the box. Nato gets a settle, drops it for Hunter. Calandro back to the ball on the far side. Calandro looks at his options. Good feet's able to play it back to the back line for Clevenger. Clevenger carries back into the middle, switches the field to Hamlin on the far side. Goes out of bounds and throw in for the Cavaliers. More subs coming in the game for the Cavaliers. Ball out of bounds, or actually a foul on the Cavs, throwing free kick for the Cougars. Youngberg takes the free kick. Ball sent in and Miller's there. And goal kick for, no, offside is the call, I think. Maybe handball. Back in the middle for Youngberg. Youngberg over to Perigin. Calandro back to the ball. Espinoza gets a touch. Wisdom tries to keep it in, stolen away by Clevenger. Clevenger pokes it up to the keeper, Miller. And Miller punts it away. Backspin ball all the way up to the back line. Nelson's there. Calandro plays it through to Haley. Nelson deflects over to Nato. Nato on the ground to Youngberg. Youngberg through to Jackson. And Jackson can't control it all the way through to the corner. Goal kick for the Cavaliers. Miller with the goal kick on the ground. Jackson gets a touch into the middle of the top of the box. Espinoza gets to it, carries it down the near side. Perigin steps in and steals, sends it back into the middle. Hunter gets a deflection. Jackson plays it back to Nato. Nato with room. Leaves it for Youngberg. Youngberg back to Nato. Nato to Youngberg. Youngberg through to Jackson. Jackson with a strike. And Miller's there for the save. Nelson chests it down. Youngberg fights for the ball with Wisdom. Drexler to the ball, stolen away by Clevenger. Clevenger up ahead to Youngberg. Youngberg over to Hamlin on the far side. Stolen away by Green. Youngberg steals it back. Switches the field to Calandro. Calandro gives space, settles, carries it back to the middle. Drops for Clevenger. Clevenger chips it over to the near side for Perigin. Perigin's able to settle. Perigin cuts it back with some room. Chips it into the far side for Haley to run under. Haley gets to the ball, drops it back for Hamlin. Hamlin with his left. Still on the ball. Haley gets back to it. Hamlin back to the ball. Hamlin across the box, and Miller's there for the save. Miller punts it away into the middle. Clevenger chips it in. Hunter gets a touch with his knee. Box with his knee. Perigin on the ball, carries it to the far side, to the near side, into the edge. Perigin gets into the box, cuts it across for Hunter, and Hunter takes the strike, sends it over. Goal kick for the Cavaliers. Goal kick into the middle of the field. Youngberg steals. Youngberg gets to the edge, takes the shot, and Miller's there for the save. Miller top spinning ball. Calandro heads it high into the air. Hunter gets back. Hunter looking for position, sends it through, and all the way through to Miller. Miller into the middle. Clevenger's there to head it down to Perigin. Perigin on the ball. Makes a move into space. Perigin sends it through for Hunter. Haley on the backside. Haley's able to get to it and keep it in. Cleared away by the Cavs. Back to Youngberg on the far side. Youngberg tracks back for it. Plays it all the way back to Stewart on the back line. Stewart switches the field to Calandro. Calandro receives and opens up. Plays it wide for Perigin. Perigin's able to keep it in. Perigin carries with room in front. Plays it high into the air for Haley on the run. Haley to the top of the box and cleared away by Farley. And that'll be a corner kick for the Cougars. Youngberg sends it in, deflected away by Perigin. Nato on the ball. Nato strikes it. Cavaliers are able to deflect enough for Miller to grab it. And Miller comes to the top of the box to punt it away. Calandro over to settle with his chest. Fight for the ball with Wisdom. Wisdom's able to gain it. Wisdom carries back to the middle, plays it across to number 7, Carroll. Carroll tries to switch the field, deflect away by Nelson. Nelson to the far side, keeps it in, looking to get the edge, gets into the box, being pressured by Green. Nelson tracks back and drops to Youngberg. Youngberg being pressured, plays it all the way back to the keeper. Actually, that's Clevenger is able to track back and get it. Clevenger up ahead to Perigin. Perigin in the middle for Clevenger. Clevenger touches it in, and that's a goal kick for the Cavaliers. Ball stolen away in the middle by Hunter. Hunter gets in. Hunter still on the ball, carrying into the middle. Cavs try to clear. Jackson's there on the backside, and corner kick for the Cougars. Just over a minute to play here in the JV game. Cougars leading 4-0. Youngberg hustles down to take the corner. Youngberg chips a backspin ball into the box. Jackson's there and gets a touch, but Miller is able to grab it. Miller runs out to the top and punts it away. Nelson chests it high into the air. Over to Calandro. Calandro plays it down with one touch to Youngberg. Youngberg back to Perigin. Perigin carried into space. Goes through the triple team. Perigin sends it across the box. Jackson's there, cleared away by the Cavs. That's Farley on the ball. Back to Haley. Cleared away to the wide side for Hamlin. Hamlin drops to Nelson. Nelson strikes it wide of the goal, and that may do it for the game. 20 seconds left. As Miller had a ball, so he'll be able to get it back and play. Goal kick for the Cavs. Miller sends it back into the middle. Youngberg gets a touch on it. Wisdom on the ball. Hunter back in. Gets it to Haley. Good positioning by the Cavs to clear it away, and that will do it for the game. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back here Thursday at Joplin High School. Joplin is playing Carl Junction tonight. Joplin did go down on Monday night to Springfield Catholic. Springfield Catholic won that game 4-2.